Alright, what's going on, guys? This is not a drill. We just got the first trailer for our very first DLC update for Elden Ring. I'm honestly really surprised they dropped this now. We were expecting to get this at the Game Awards, but hey, I'm fine with getting it early. But anyways, we're gonna go through this trailer, break it down bit by bit, and explain exactly what we're looking at and what we can expect. So y'all do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Man, you guys know I've been waiting on this ever since the game came out. The Colosseums were something this game desperately needed in terms of PvP, and if that trailer doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will. But what we're looking at here is presumably the first of many new updates for Elden Ring, as these Colosseums were recently data mined, being labeled DLC 01. You guys know we've been talking about that ever since the news came out, and I'm glad we finally have a release date for them. This update is going to be going live tomorrow, and you already know I'm going to be streaming it one day before the Game Awards. So I assume we're going to get more information there, and possibly even a full trailer for more of the DLC. We have Jason Schreier, who is arguably the biggest insider in gaming news, borderline confirming that the full DLC trailer is going to be there on Thursday, so you definitely want to be subscribed for that. I'm going to be streaming the full game show. But now let's talk about these Colosseums. The Colosseums have been in Elden Ring since day one, although inaccessible by the player. The footage you're seeing on screen is from Sekiro Dubi, who made a video exploring the Colosseums in their full length, which I will have linked down in the description below. There is one in Limgrave, one in Caelid, and one in Leyndell, and it is now confirmed, like we suspected, that these are going to be PvP based arenas. They're going to be fully decorated on the inside with their own sites of grace and maps to go along with it. So I'm sure it's going to function similar to the past arenas in the Dark Souls games, where you can go inside and select different modes to participate in. So now diving into the actual trailer, we can see that it highlights the co-op experience first, saying join forces to fight for the Elden Ring. However, we know that this update is going to be focused on the PvP side, and with Elden Ring now having specific PvP balancing, it's going to be really good. But we get our first shot here of the player character opening the door and entering the Leyndell Colosseum, and then the trailer goes to a shot of our first PvP mode, a 1v1 duel, which is taking place in the Leyndell Colosseum beneath the Erd Tree, and it looks absolutely beautiful. We then move on to the Caelid Colosseum, and they dropped something massive here. We are going to be able to spirit summon in duels, and this is going to shake up PvP like crazy. Ever since spirit summoning was first announced before the game came out, I was thinking about how cool it would be to be able to summon them in PvP. We're going to be able to have our Pokemon battles now. I can't wait. Now, I don't know if this is going to be able to happen in all of the Colosseums, as I'm sure it would get pretty annoying quick if you're just trying to have a simple duel, and they're pulling out Mimic Tear or Black Knife Tish. I would hope there's a way to matchmake separately with and without spirit summons. But then it goes from Caelid to Limgrave, and we get an even bigger announcement. They're raising the player cap from 4 to 6 players. This is something we've been asking for forever, because 4-player worlds were a significant downgrade from Dark Souls 3. And I remember the 3v3 wars we used to have back in Dark Souls 3, they were so much fun. So I am ecstatic that we're getting these back. It was some of the most fun I've ever had in a Souls game. But let's talk about what this means for the future of Elden Ring for just a second. Personally, I am surprised that this is coming in a free update and not a full-scale DLC, but I don't think that means that we're not getting a DLC. As you guys know, there are many other things data mined in the files that were labeled DLC 1 besides the Colosseums, such as several new player hairstyles, which may or may not be coming in tomorrow's update. We also have lots of new maps found in the files, as well as room for up to 30 more bosses, so there is going to be a full DLC for this game. There's no doubt in my mind about that. It was clear the Colosseums themselves were planned since day one, as they were already in the game and it was hinted at by the little ghost we can find outside of the Limgrave Colosseum. Well, we really don't have a whole lot of evidence to presume that a full DLC was planned, so perhaps the Colosseums are a way to tide us over for when that comes out. I do still think that we'll get a full trailer on Thursday for the DLC they have planned. There's been plenty of time for that, so the fact that this is coming out doesn't diminish my hope at all. Now, as for how the matchmaking is going to work in these Colosseums, I assume it's going to follow the same principles that the current game does, which is currently level based. So if you guys remember that video I put out a little bit ago talking about how to prepare for DLC, it was pretty well timed. The current meta for duels and invasions is level 130 to 150, so if you don't have a character in that range, I would recommend getting one. Now, something else we can expect is that these Colosseums are likely going to have a ranking system and leaderboards, which is an incentive for the player characters to grind up the ranks and have something to chase. We don't currently know if there are going to be item rewards, but I would wager that there probably will be. So even if you're somebody that really doesn't care about PvP, you might still want to participate in these arenas. But I believe that's currently all the information we can gather from this trailer. I'm running off pure hype right now. I cannot wait to play these. This has me so excited. So I hope you guys will tune in for tomorrow's stream. Leave a like on the video if you're as excited as I am. I'm going to let the trailer play one more time. And with all that, I'll see you guys tomorrow.